Everyone's favorite buggers, the Yanmei, or more commonly known as the drones, are carnivorous flying insectoids serving the Covenant Empire. Skilled engineers, best known for attacking in uncountable swarms, the drones have played small but crucial roles in both the Human Covenant War and the Halo series as a whole. In this episode of the evolution of Halo's Covenant, I'll be taking an in-depth look into the appearance, AI behaviors, gameplay changes, and even some cut features and concepts the drones have seen throughout the years. So with that said, let's get into it. First introduced in 2004 with the release of Halo 2, the drones, alongside their brute counterparts, were new additions added to the Covenant roster. Their main anatomy consists of an insectoid body with 5 separated sections. Their head comes with a pair of feathery sensory antennae, bright luminous eyes, and a mouth that consists of several sets of mandibles like those found on most insects. They also come with a pair of large translucent wings on their backs. Their hands sport opposable thumbs and 3 fingers, while their legs feature 2 larger and longer fingers. Drones are polydextrous, meaning that they are capable of using both their hands and feet to operate tools, weapons, and to latch onto surfaces. The primary pair of legs are attached to their pelvis, while a smaller pair is attached to the abdomen. All limbs come equipped with numerous sharp spikes. Their bodies have a thick, hard exoskeleton that covers their entire top half of their body and is equipped with an anti-gravity technology that is attached to their wings, allowing them to freely fly around planets with lower atmospheres than their homeworld. Their entire bodies and eyes are a light green color, while their exoskeleton comes in a brownish green. Generally, most drones are equipped with plasma pistols. However, some are found with needlers, or rarely, plasma rifles. Moving on to their AI behaviors and gameplay abilities, the drones feature only a few, but essential abilities against the player. The most common is their swarming ability. Never will the player encounter a single drone. Instead, they will face upwards of a dozen drones in a single encounter. Drones will periodically stop and land on surfaces when flying around the map. Drones are also, with the exception of elites and brutes, the only other enemy in the game that can hijack vehicles. They will constantly bash on the vehicle until the player dies, or they do. Now, moving on to their gameplay, the drones have probably the most unique enemy engagements due to their flying mechanics. Individually weak, the drones rely heavily on their numbers and flying ability. Unlike the gameplay associated with ground-based troops, the drones are constantly applying pressure to the player from any and all angles, making most places to take cover useless. Their accuracy and rate of fire with their weapons is good. Their flying speed is quick when they maneuver around the environment, making targeting them difficult, especially when they're shooting back at you. And with the insane damage multipliers of Halo 2 Legendary, the drones can end the player's life quickly and efficiently. On the other hand, the drones have several weaknesses the player can exploit. The first is their weak health. Pretty much all weapons are effective against them, making tackling them easier than normal enemies, since the player doesn't have to go looking for a specific weapon to combat them. And while they're dangerous on Legendary, if the player plays on Heroic or lower, they can almost always get away with attacking them head on because of their low health and being easily distracted by your Marine allies. Drones also tend to stop and hang on walls and other surfaces, allowing the player to have time to line up a shot or close the gap with a melee attack. So what worked with the Halo 2 drones? What worked with the drones in Halo 2 would have to be their flying and swarming behaviors. They're the only enemy in the entire Bungie saga, with the exception of the Sentinels, that fly, making them unique out of all enemies in both art design and gameplay. What didn't work, however, would have to be their appearance throughout the campaign. It feels like they're more of a novelty enemy, and their gameplay could have been fleshed out and reworked just a little bit more. It seems to me that either Bungie really didn't know exactly how to properly execute the idea of the drones, or they simply didn't have enough time to properly implement their ideas for them because of the infamous development of Halo 2. It's probably the latter. Overall, the Halo 2 drones are good, but not great. Their design and gameplay feel more like an afterthought, but still does a decent job at introducing a unique Covenant species to the series. With Halo 3 utilizing the next-gen power of the Xbox 360, the drones received a more detailed design and improved gameplay in the campaign. Keeping the same overall anatomy from Halo 2, the drones now have a much more lifelike appearance with a smooth and shiny gray underbody, a somewhat porous light green exoskeleton with black accents, and larger, bluer wings with additional veins and spot highlights. Their eyes are larger and oval-shaped and are now an orange color instead of green. Their mandible mouths are more detailed as well, and their anti-gravity nodes are larger and colored a cyan blue. Moving on to their AI behaviors and gameplay abilities, the drones in Halo 3 bring back all the abilities seen in Halo 2 like hovering, landing and boarding vehicles, as well as implementing new features such as, they now have an animation where they can pick up Marines, holding them in the air for a few seconds before killing them. Drones will attack in much larger swarms compared to Halo 2, whereas before their numbers were around a dozen or so, in Halo 3, drones can attack in swarms of up to 50. The player can now also kill drones with a headshot. Moving on to their gameplay, the drones in Halo 3 are even more deadly than their Halo 2 counterparts. Mainly in thanks to their increased swarm size, the drones in Halo 3 are a force to be reckoned with. With their numbers hitting the 50s, the player can't get away with fighting them head-on or out in the open like in Halo 2. They will circle, flank, and surround the player, killing them in seconds, especially on Legendary. They'll even perform intelligent maneuvers like cutting the player off if they try to flank them. They do have some weaknesses, however. They are still individually weak to kill with most weapons, with automatics like the assault rifle, SMG, and stationary turrets being particularly effective. Throwing down a bubble shield or deployable cover just in the right spot when using a turret works wonders and will take out the whole swarm in no time. With Halo 3 allowing the player to headshot them, fighting them at range with precision weapons is now a much more viable option. And when their numbers start to dwindle, they will more often tend not to fly and will instead stay on the walls and the ground, not moving from their position. So what worked with the Halo 3 drones? What worked with the drones in Halo 3 would have to be their updated look and increased swarm numbers. Their new look and behavior is more realistic and slightly menacing in regards to their new eyes and the ability to lift Marines. And with their increased swarm numbers, they actually feel like a threatening, unstoppable force, like you'll run out of ammo before killing them all because there's just so many. What didn't work would be their implementation in the campaign and their cool but limited new feature. They're only in 4 levels, 3 of which you only fight them once, which leaves much to be desired, especially in those bigger outdoor battles. I mean, how cool would it be if drones attacked the player when they were destroying the AA gun on the Storm, shutting down the first pylon tower on the Covenant, or even in the Citadel when you're trying to stop Truth? I just wish we got to fight them more. And their new ability to grab Marines is awesome, but extremely simple and horribly utilized. First off, the actual animation when the drone kills the Marine is lackluster to say the least. The drone just simply drops him after the kill. There's no actual animation of how the Marine gets killed. I do know the animation was originally supposed to be much more intricate, with the drone carrying the Marine away, but this animation in the final game is underwhelming. And they only perform this animation one time in the entire campaign, and it's scripted. Why? There are plenty of times in the campaign where you could have drones killing Marines this way. Why the single time? Overall, the drones in Halo 3 are fantastic. They look even better than before, have improved gameplay, and are definitely a bright spot for the drones in the original Halo trilogy. With Halo 3 ODST featuring reused assets and models, the standard drone looks identical to Halo 3's with one major exception: ranks. Properly introduced in ODST, the drones now for the first time have several different ranks and colors. The lowest and weakest rank is the drone hatchling. These drones are, yup, you guessed it, ones that have recently hatched and are more commonly seen in and around drone hives. They're easily distinguishable by their bright glowing bodies and weak health. It only takes a single shot from any weapon to kill these drones. Hatchling drones make an appearance in the campaign and are on any nighttime firefight maps. Next, we have the minor rank. Identical appearance-wise to the standard drone seen in Halo 3, the miners are still the most common drone encountered in ODST. After that, we have the new Major rank. Sporting a light blue exoskeleton, the Majors have more health than the miners and use weapons like the Needler much more often. An upgrade to the Majors is the Ultra rank. Equipped with a silver-white exoskeleton and yellow-colored anti-gravity nodes, these drones are even stronger than the Major rank and are more likely to use Needlers than plasma pistols. And lastly, we have the leader class of drones, the Captains and the Captain Majors. The drone Captains have a dark red exoskeleton that comes equipped with personal energy shields. They also frequently use brute plasma rifles instead of the traditional drone weapons. And lastly, we have the highest drone rank in the game, the Captain Majors. Equipped with gold exoskeletons, stronger energy shields than the regular Captains, as well as brute plasma rifles, these drones are the toughest and most dangerous seen in ODST. And although they are only encountered a single time in the campaign, right at the end of the Hive section on the level Data Hive, they can be seen somewhat frequently in Firefight, especially on higher rounds. Moving on to their AI behaviors and gameplay abilities, the drones have received several new abilities in ODST. Higher ranking drones like the Captains and Captain Majors can now land and run around the environment, instead of simply hovering or standing still like lower drones. As stated before, higher ranked drones now come with energy shields. On the level Data Hive, the player comes across drones eating the bodies of New Mombasa police officers. This is the only time in the entire Halo series where the player gets to witness a Covenant species actually eating a human. On the very same level, Data Hive, drones can be seen sleeping, with them dangling from the ceiling. They will not wake up unless the player shoots them or makes a loud noise. They can also be seen sleeping on the Phantom dropships. Now, in regards to their gameplay, the drones in ODST behave and act almost identically to the ones in Halo 3, with a few exceptions. They still attack in insanely large swarms, are intelligent with their movement and flanking, and can kill the player even faster than before, since the player has less health being an ODST. With the addition of stronger ranks with energy shields, better weapons, and the ability to walk and roll on the ground, the drones in ODST are probably the most dangerous and cunning drones in the entire series. But they are just drones after all. They're still weak to most weapons, with some drones getting killed with a single shot, can still get wrecked with any turrets, and although the higher ranks now come with shields, the shields are very weak, and there are just too few of those drones to actually be a considerable threat in most engagements. So what worked with the Halo 3 ODST drones? What worked with the drones in ODST would have to be their new ranks and new in-universe behaviors added to the campaign. Their ranks are a much needed change to the miter drone look, and it mixes things up in terms of appearances for the drones. And their new behaviors and animations like eating corpses, sleeping and building hives, is an excellent way to show off their species' personality and traits in a subtle but clever way. The only thing that didn't work would have to be once again their limited time in the campaign. I know they got a whole level dedicated to them, but I still would love to have fought them in more encounters. I guess it was better than Halo 3 though. Overall, the drones in ODST are outstanding. They have several awesome new ranks, cool new abilities, and are the most fleshed out drones seen in all the games. With Halo Reach taking a more realistic and less cartoonish approach to the various Covenant appearances, the drones feature a radical new look compared to the previous games. Their overall body's new appearance now includes a more detailed and rough look to their underbellies, shinier exoskeletons, thinner and more transparent wings, alongside larger and more produced anti-gravity nodes. Their faces have been redesigned, with them now sporting what looks to be multiple eyes on the front and sides of their heads, a smaller mouth with pincers on either side, and with certain ranks a single horn in the center. The ranks have also seen a change, with Reach only featuring 3 ranks for the drones. The miners sport a greenish-yellow exoskeleton and do not have horns on their heads. The Majors are equipped with a reddish-brown exoskeleton and come with a single large horn that curves into 2 points. And lastly, we have the Ultra rank. Featuring a cyan-colored exoskeleton, they also have a single horn, but this time it juts outward from their heads, ending in 2 points. Now, the only new AI behavior or gameplay ability the drones received in Reach are their tendency to explode when hit with a single headshot. After they explode, their various limbs and body parts will cover the environment, creating a surprisingly graphic scene. Moving on to their gameplay, the Reach drones are just like their Halo 3 and ODST cousins. They swarm, surround, and most notably ambush the player, the 3 times the player fights them. Yes, only 3 times if you count 1 counter on Legendary. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest problem with the drones in Halo Reach. Their involvement, or lack thereof, in the entire game. I just don't understand what Bungie was thinking when designing the drone encounters in this game. They went through all this trouble with redesigning them, giving them ranks, and even having a brand new ability of graphic explosion when they get shot, but they only put them in 3 parts of the game. And it's just not the campaign. The drones don't even make an appearance in Firefight. Again, I ask why? Overall, the drones in Halo Reach are equal parts great and disappointing. While their new design and exploding attributes are exceptional, their horrible involvement in the game is just a huge wasted opportunity. If only we got more. With Halo 2 Anniversary taking most of Reach's assets and giving them some Halo 2 classic features, the drones received arguably their most detailed design to date. Halo 2 Anniversary takes Reach's design and simplifies the body, allowing it to fit better with Halo 2's drone model. Both the underbody and exoskeleton come in a dirty copper color, with their anti-gravity nodes a bright light blue. The face comes with Reach's multi-eye design, but now the eyes are the traditional Halo 2 drone light green, instead of the yellowish orange seen throughout the rest of the series. Other than that, the drones in Halo 2 Anniversary behave and act exactly the same as the classic drones. Overall, the drones in H2A look incredible. They add a fresh, updated look to Reach's design, and are definitely one of my favorite drones in the series. Before wrapping up the video, I'd like to point out some drone concept art created for Halo 4 that unfortunately never made it into the final game. As you can see, their appearance went through various forms, with their role in combat to be changed into a sniper class. I'm really curious on how a 343 created drone would ultimately look, sound, and act, especially as a sniper unit. No doubt these drones were cut from the final game with the inclusion of the Watchers, which is a real shame, since the drones are leagues better than the Watchers in every single way. Hopefully someday 343 will implement drones in future games or Halo Infinite DLC. And there you have it, a detailed look at the drone's evolution across the Halo series. What's your favorite drone and why? What evolution should I cover next? Let me know by leaving me a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more future Halo videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.